This here is my buddy Chad's off-grid property located in the mountains of northern Arizona. He spent the better part of a decade building out his place so he can be completely self-sufficient. His entire homestead is run off of solar, which powers a main residence, a bathhouse, and now a grow room where they can cultivate their own fruits and vegetables. Chad's been using heirloom seeds to get his plants started, and looky there, they're already starting to sprout up. Once these plants get big enough, Chad will go ahead and transfer them out to the garden area he made to grow more produce this summer. And along with growing food, he's also got chickens for both meat birds and egg layers, and then goats. About 3 months ago, Chad noticed that his traditional lead-acid battery system was starting to fail. So we replaced it with the BLUETTI system comprised of 2 AC 500s and 4 B300S battery expansion packs, giving Chad a total of 12 kilowatts of power. These power stations they're coming out with these days are so easy to work with and kind of have like a plug-and-play feature to them. So what we did was we wired up each outbuilding to either be a 20 amp plug or a 30 amp plug. So all you gotta do is just plug each of the buildings in, click your button to turn on the alternating current, and you're off to the races. I recently had a chance to sit down with Chad and ask him about how his experience has been using this upgraded power system from BLUETTI for his homestead.
So that's, I mean, the first real obvious one is not having to go and actually physically check on them. Oh, just going over to the window and popping open the app, because I have Bluetooth. My Wi-Fi doesn't go far enough to connect up, so Bluetooth's my only option. But all I have to do is go over to a window and it connects up. So go to a window versus walking all the way around. I mean, it doesn't seem like that much, but when you're walking to put away goats and feed goats and chickens, and you know, you do a lot of walking already. Mm-hmm. So taking some of the walking off your plate, like walking to check the system, that's a real obvious one.
The charge controllers are so effective in these things.
Yeah, and it does seem like it moves power quickly.
Yeah,
and the trickle time is so much shorter than, first off, than lead acid is. I thought it was worse. My interpretation of what I'd heard about lithium was that the trickle, how long it takes to finish up to 100%, was longer than lead acid, and that has not been my experience.
Me either. I've actually found that it's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Especially these new batteries with the LiPo4, technology with the lithium ion. All of them that I've found charge up, like, I don't even see a slowdown really until like the last 2%, and then it will go from like maybe it's pulling in 1700 watts, it'll go down to like 900, and then it tops it off and then you're done.
Yeah.
And it's always been fast on my end.
It was, I've never been able to catch it going like 98, 99, 100.
You just need that surge.
Right,
really,
exactly. And it can handle a 50% higher surge than we've even been able to make. And it was a surge. Literally, when we did that we turned everything on that we could at one time to create that surge. That still didn't hit 5,000. So we've got 50% higher than that. So we were just talking about, like, what are the possibilities of adding another building and another fridge? And, not huge appliances. I'm not putting another washing machine. I won't put another water heater on it. But something where somebody could live comfortably. From the sounds of it, Chad's life has improved with this upgraded power system, making his life easier for off-grid living. Having the ability to power creature comforts like air conditioning and an ice-making machine, especially in the dead of summer, it just makes off-grid living that much more enjoyable. Alright, there's a link in the video description below, and I'll also include the specs in the video description, that way you know what this is capable of. So thank you to BLUETTI for being today's sponsor, and now let's get to the video. So I have lots of action, but I didn't set the hook very much because I think these grayling are just tiny.
and they had a hard time swallowing the, the little tiny fly that I have, which goes to tell you how tiny they were. But like I was saying, there's bigger rises in the middle, like really big rises, and if I had my boat with me, we'd be in good shape. But you know, we all know that I forgot it at home. So we're gonna take today, spend the afternoon kind of scouting the creek down here, and also the confluence of where it meets up with that other creek, see how it looks for fishing and access and stuff like that, and then come back and do dinner and then call it a day. So pretty mellow day out here. It's real nice. I mean, it's overcast, real nice temperature. It's not even, probably not even 65. It's probably 60 right now. And supposed to get these little rain showers on and off throughout the afternoon, which doesn't bother me at all. It's nice to have a little bit of moisture on you, especially when you're on a walk. So we're gonna put on the hiking boots. I'm gonna get her some lunch, get myself some lunch, and we're gonna head out. You know, I think Meadow was just super excited when we first got here because we haven't really truck camped together that much. We've only gone out on a couple trips because I had my hand injured and then I had COVID and a bunch of other stuff, so we haven't been getting out as much. And you know, with Sierra, I mean, I lived in that little truck with her for 7.5 years straight, and we never spent a day apart. And so, you know, naturally, I'm gonna think of her a lot when I'm on the road because everything reminds me of her. But Meadow is doing great, and she is sleeping a lot every time we leave camp and go somewhere else. She just crashes in the back seat, which tells me she's having a great time running around in the backcountry. So we drove over to this new spot, and it was really cool. We got there right when the sun was going down, and there was this big old herd of elk just downstream from where our location was. And we were positioned right here on this little sliver of U.S. Forest Service land that's in between two private ranches. And I actually didn't even plan on camping here. I was going to camp another spot, but it was closed because they were trying to do like gather all these cows, I guess, that got out of a pen. And so we came over here, and the cool thing was there's this group of horses, and the story is, I guess they're from the Apache reservation. They got out a couple years ago, and they've just been kind of hanging out in this meadow ever since. And so they came over to us and got real comfortable, and then Meadow had just a great time interacting with them. I think we might get some rain here at camp. Temperatures just dropped big time, which feels great. And didn't have the best of luck fly fishing, but I mean, I did actually get a bunch of strikes. I just didn't get the hook set. So we're gonna go before it again, probably around 6:30 tonight. That's when it says the barometric pressure is gonna be good again. And see if we can land one of those big old trout that's in one of those pockets. Because there's like 3 or 4 of them in there, and they're pretty big. So we'll see what we can get. What are you doing? Oh, I know you're having fun. All right, I'll throw it again for you. Oh, you almost got it. Okay, ready? There we go. Good girl. You're doing great. Bring it right here. Good girl. Good girl. The horses coming back this morning. Seems like they bed down over in those trees off in the distance, because I heard them last night when I got up at midnight to let Meadow out to use the restroom. I heard them over there just kind of making some noise and stuff like that. But, oh, relax there, girl. Those are your friends, remember? You're making friends with them yesterday, remember? All right, so while this little monster wants to go out and chase her friends around, she was making friends with them yesterday, and this morning all of a sudden she thinks they're threats again. But what we're going to do this morning is I want to try to do one last spot, or one last attempt to try to get those trout that are in that little pocket over there. And the barometric pressure says that this morning at 6:40 a.m. that it is really like the best conditions of the morning to fish. So it's 6:40, and we're going to go ahead and get out of the topper and see if we can get this. And then we're going to cruise back to my place today. I need to take the Tundra in and pick up the boat, and then we can head back out on the road. So gonna go back to my place for a little bit, which is good too, because today's supposed to be really hot. This is like the hottest day of the year so far. And up here, even though we're at a pretty high elevation, it's supposed to get up to 87. And that's just too hot. You know, I don't want to be out in that. And so we're gonna cruise back, hang out in the air conditioning at the place, get a few things done. And like I said, take the Tundra in and then head back out on the road after that. So let's get our morning started here, and hopefully we can land that big trout. Hey, Cookie Monster, what are you doing? Hey. Meadow, you want some treats? That's the only word that gets your attention. Yeah, once again, that's the spot we're hitting right there where that creek bends. There's a pocket there where there's some pretty big trout hanging out, and I've seen them past couple days. I have had them go for my fly. I just didn't set it, and it was 2 times when I first got here. It's a really big one, came up and smacked it, and I actually smacked it so hard one time the fly flew out of the water, so it bumped it the wrong way. But hopefully this morning they're there and we can catch at least one of them. I'd love to catch one. I've only caught 2 browns since I've been here. I've been here for 2 days, so it'd be kind of nice to get just a little bit more action before we head out. So we'll see. This morning we're going with that flying black ant with the, looks like the white wings on it there when it gets wet. And this one's actually black and brown. The bottom part of it's brown towards the hook, and the top part's black. But that works really well. Ants are everywhere. And so if you fly fish, a flying black ant is a great thing to put in your fly box. And just like that, on the first cast, using that flying black ant, I landed this nice wild brown. Truck's all packed up, ready to rock and roll. And we're leaving this beautiful location. I did actually catch a trout over in that spot right before I packed up the truck. Felt good to get one because I've been working that spot forever. And then up over in there were some trout too that I landed, which was nice. So really love that. But we got to roll back home. We got to take care of some stuff for the septic and get some things ready for the perk test. And then we're gonna grab the boat and probably stay there for the weekend and then head back out on Monday. Probably go like northern New Mexico, southern Colorado. All right, heading out. Next stop, our place. Gonna be there for the weekend, and then after that, grabbing the boat and rolling back out. Ow! Got a black fly that just hammered me there. All right, well, heading home. See ya. All right, the little monster's in the truck and it's all packed up. I just need to close the tailgate here. But before we do it, I wanted to show you these cabins real quick. They're pretty cool. They're just like little studio things. I think there's probably ones that are a little bit bigger than this one. This is just a single queen size bed. But when you come in here, you can see, let's kind of let me back up here. You can see it's a real nice knotty pine wood. And then you've got these vintage like range with the sink on it. And then full-size fridge, which is real nice, which I like. And then coming back this way, let's back up over here. This kind of gives you the lay of the room right here. And nice place, 140 bucks a night. That includes the cleaning fee with the dog. And then back over here is your bathroom. And it's got the little heater in here since it doesn't have a air vent up top. So that's the way you keep the moisture down. And just looking like this, just kind of like your typical cabin bathroom. But real nice place, real nice and quiet. Back here off the road a little bit. And you know, you're right here in the forest. So you've got some nice trees. You got a big old window unit for the summer months, heater for the winter months. And then some of the cabins have hot tubs in like the cabin itself. So you've got like a whirlpool jet, and then also fireplaces. So you can get that as an option as well, which is real nice. So it'd be kind of cool to come up here in the wintertime when it's snowing and stay in one of these. And you know, we're in the Pine Top Lakeside area. And I'll look up the name of this. I forgot what it's called. It's called like hidden something cabins, but it's really nice back in here and it's quiet. So if you're going through the area, definitely give it a shot. There's other cabins around here too. You can this is the courtyard area. Actually, let's go outside. I'll show you the courtyard area. All right, so here's the courtyard area where you drive into, and you see the other little cabins that are all around here, and nice big old trees, stuff like that. Lots of nice shade, and then kind of an outdoor area here to hang out at. Got some horseshoes you can throw, little swing set for the kids, all that stuff. So it's a nice place. I definitely recommend it. All right. Pumpkin, you ready to go home, little girl? Let's go.